Hello and welcome to this week's social media challenge with Womanwise Soulful Marketing. In this week's video, I want to talk to you about how you can grow your following and drive more engagement on Instagram by strategically choosing your hashtags. So before we jump in, for anybody who is unfamiliar with who I am, my name is Ileana and I am the founder of Womanwise Soulful Marketing. And I help women entrepreneurs who offer nurturing services to other women and families to help them find more of their ideal clients and to grow their businesses using social media. So before we jump into how you can strategically choose your hashtags and have a bit of a hashtag strategy, let's talk about why you might want to do this. So if you're unfamiliar with how Instagram works, hashtags, it forms a very large pillar of the strategy you should be using around your Instagram. And the reason for that is that the hashtags, in a nutshell, the hashtags are how your posts are either seen based on the algorithm or found or discovered based on potential followers or actual followers searching keywords in Instagram. So you can think of a single hashtag as being the equivalent of a list of people. One hashtag is the equivalent of a list of people, potential people that may see your post. Now, Instagram allows you to use up to 30 hashtags within a given post. There are a variety of different views on and strategies that you can test out in terms of how many to actually use. But in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about actually using all 30. However, I recommend that you use only 2 to 3 within the caption of your post itself, and then the remaining 27 in the first comment, so that, first of all, your caption looks tidy, it's legible, and doesn't look spammy. And that's basically it. Yeah, so that if you put it down in the comments, it's easier for people to read that caption and not feel like they're being spammed by you. All right, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is, in terms of being able to grow that following and driving more engagement, one of the major goals that you can work towards is landing in top posts. And if you're not familiar with what the top posts are on Instagram, you can either search or click on a hashtag anywhere on Instagram and it'll bring you to where the top posts are. So as soon as you've clicked on a hashtag, it brings you to top posts where you will see the top 9 to 12 posts having used that given hashtag. Just below that section, you're going to see the most recent posts using that same hashtag. So let's talk a little bit about my challenge for you this week. It's a two-parter. So the first part of my challenge for you this week is to make a list of hashtags that you can start rotating through to try and grow your following and your engagement. Sorry, I had a little moment there in my mind. So your following and your engagement on Instagram. So not only do I want you to make the list, though, I want you to start implementing the use of that list. So that's the second part of the challenge. So what I mean by that is you'll have a master list, and from that master list, you will just sort of rotate through certain parts of that list on different posts. Okay, so you might only break it up 2 or 3 different ways, but you'll understand in a moment what I mean by that. As you rotate through them, you'll start to pick out and be able to identify which hashtags might be performing better for you. All right, so this is what I want your list to be comprised of in the end. I want you to come up with a list of 20 or more hashtags that have been used 5,000 to 100,000 times each. How you'll know this is if you do a search for a hashtag. As soon as you see the hashtag in the search bar, it will also tell you how many times that hashtag has been used up to date. So your list will be comprised of a list of 20 or more hashtags used 5,000 to 100,000 times, 10 or more hashtags that have been used 100,000 to 400,000 times, and an additional 10 or more hashtags that have been used 400,000 times or more. A little tip about going back to that goal of trying to make it into the top posts. By using a larger ratio of hashtags that fall into the less frequently used hashtags. So somewhere in that 5,000 to 100,000 times used hashtags, you're more likely to be seen in the top posts. And the reason for this is, I'm just going to use a little analogy for a moment. If you look at the 3 different tiers that I'm asking you to fulfill in your list, the less frequently used hashtags are very similar to as if you were walking down the street in a town where people know you. So people start to see you more frequently, they start to get to know you. Those hashtags, or they're used by less people, so it's more likely that you're going to be seen using those hashtags. That being said, you still want to use some in the mix that have been used more frequently for the purpose of the algorithm. And so you can see that middle tier as being like a city. You're walking down the street in a city where you may know some people, but probably nowhere near as many. You're not going to be seen as by as many. Or the largest tier of 500,000 or more, 400,000 or more hashtags. That's like a metropolis where people are less likely to see you. So again, you want to have a bit of a mix, but using a larger ratio of the less frequently used hashtags is more likely to get you into those top posts. So now let me talk to you about a few different ways that you can use to find that list, to make that list that you need to make. So one of the ways that you can do it is strictly by typing in keywords into the search field. Start typing keywords that are relevant to your business, to your niche, to your product or services, or even your desired followers. And then the other thing that you can do is you can also in that search field start typing keywords that you feel your target audience is likely to do a search for. Okay, so what happens is as soon as you've started to type in a given hashtag, it will Instagram will auto-populate a list for you of other related related hashtags. So all of those other related hashtags are potential hashtags that you can add to your list. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing that you can do is you can look at the hashtags that either competitors or influencers are using. And in particular, you want to see, are there some that they use really frequently? And are there certain hashtags that are found on posts where they've achieved a lot of engagement? So those are really great little indicators to you that there may be some merit in using some of those hashtags. And then the other thing you can do is when you're in top posts itself, let's say you type in a particular hashtag, you click on the hashtag, it brings you to top posts. While you're in the top posts section, any one of those 9 to 12 top posts, you can click on any one of them and see some of the hashtags that they are using. So those are my tips to you today to acquire the list that I'm challenging you to create. So in wrapping up, I just want you to create your list of hashtags that you're going to start rotating through, and I want you to implement the use of that list. So I'm going to check in with you at the end of the week and see how you did with this challenge. And if you have any questions, by all means, pop them down in the comments. I'm happy to answer. For now, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care. Bye.